Close your eyes for a moment and imagine walking into a place where the air is heavy with the warm, comforting smell of freshly baked bread. Ovens roar without pause, flames flicker like beating hearts, and the steady rhythm of kneading, mixing, and baking fills every corner like a song of determination. But this is not a neighborhood bakery. This is Westville Prison in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. And behind these walls, something extraordinary is happening, something that challenges everything we thought we knew about prisons. Once a fortress built only for punishment, Westville now echoes with laughter, teamwork, and learning. The sound of chains has been replaced by the clatter of trays. At the heart of this transformation is a bold experiment led by Dr. Peter Greenwald, South Africa's Minister of Correctional Services. His vision, a state-of-the-art prison bakery worth 7 million rand. Not wasted on corruption, not lost in political deals, but invested directly into the lives of prisoners, their education, their futures. Because what's being baked here is more than bread. It's dignity. It's opportunity. It's hope. For decades, food in South African prisons was a financial black hole. Bread alone cost the state R23.50 per loaf. Every slice became an expense, every meal a burden on taxpayers. But inside Westville today, a single loaf costs just R8 to make. Not outsourced, not inflated, but baked here by the prisoners themselves. That's a 70% saving. Multiply it by thousands of loaves produced daily, and the numbers are staggering. This one bakery alone is expected to save South Africa nearly R3 million every year. Money that can now go into schools, hospitals, housing, and roads. But this is only the beginning. Dr. Greenwald's plan is ambitious. 20 fully operational prison bakeries across the country by 2028. Westville is already the 13th, proof that the momentum is real. Imagine the ripple effect. Tens of millions saved annually, hundreds of inmates trained with employable skills, and families reunited with men who return not as burdens but as breadwinners. Yet the story of Westville is not really about numbers. It is about people. Right now, 50 inmates work shoulder to shoulder inside the bakery. Some knead heavy dough, others slide trays into roaring ovens, others pack loaves with precision. Every shift teaches discipline, teamwork, and responsibility. And when these men leave prison, they won't walk out empty-handed. They'll carry certificates, real-world experience, and the confidence to build a new life. Listen to one voice, Mendini Zaba, serving 8 years for robbery. Hands once stained by crime are now covered in flour. We are grateful to the department for giving us the opportunity to learn new skills and for treating us humanely, he says. For him, every loaf of bread is not just food but a second chance, a bridge back to dignity and redemption. Multiply his story by dozens, soon hundreds, and you begin to see the true power of this initiative. Inside Westville, there is also a hidden curriculum. Beyond recipes and ovens, prisoners learn values no textbook could teach. Discipline in waking early, teamwork in relying on one another, time management in keeping the dough and ovens perfectly timed, and responsibility in understanding that every role matters. They also study basics of entrepreneurship, cost calculation, resource management, even how to plan for profitability. In short, they are not just learning how to bake bread. They are learning how to build a life. And the impact stretches far beyond prison walls. A man leaving prison with dignity, skills, and purpose is far less likely to return to crime. That means safer streets, stronger communities, and families no longer broken by repeat offenses. Every loaf baked here silently rewrites tomorrow, reducing crime before it happens and slowly rebuilding trust between society and its prisons. For generations, prisons conjured images of concrete walls, iron bars, punishment, and despair. Step into Westville today, and that image begins to crumble. The aroma of bread has replaced the stench of hopelessness. The hum of ovens has replaced silence. Each loaf represents not only taxpayers' money saved but also human dignity restored. This model carries lessons for the world. Imagine prisons in America, Europe, or Asia transformed from warehouses of despair into workshops of purpose, places where men and women learn trades, gain skills, and leave prepared for life. Instead of cycles of reoffending, you'd see communities healed, families intact, and economies strengthened. But let's be honest, Westville didn't happen overnight. It required millions in investment, state-of-the-art machinery, months of planning, training, and above all, a bold vision that dared to see prisoners not as lost causes but as human beings capable of change. For decades, prisons claimed to be correctional facilities but rarely corrected anything. This bakery restores that meaning, not by locking people away to waste but by preparing them to come out better than they went in. If South Africa reaches its goal of 20 bakeries by 2028, the impact will be massive. Hundreds of ex-prisoners entering the job market with real skills, thousands of families reunited with rehabilitated fathers and brothers, and millions of rands redirected into national development. What started as a single bakery could flip the entire narrative of South Africa's prisons, from factories of punishment to factories of redemption. Prison should never be the last chapter of anyone's life. It can be a pause, a chance to begin again. For men like Zaba, this bakery proves that mistakes don't have to define a lifetime. The smell of bread rising here is more than food. It is proof that salvation is possible, that change is real, that hope can rise even in the darkest places. The Westville Prison Bakery is not just about bread. It is about rewriting lives, healing communities, and proving that justice can mean more than punishment. With every loaf baked, South Africa's future is being reshaped. And make no mistake, this is only the beginning. The ovens are still roaring, the dough still rising, and with each shift, lives are being rebuilt and the very meaning of justice is being rewritten. Because what's happening here is bigger than bread. This is a story of redemption, of possibility, and of a nation that dares to believe that even in its darkest places, light can be found.